Is about a major warning for people entering crypto in 2023. So right now things are looking really good actually. Bitcoin's going off on a pump right now. But I want to make this video because there are some practical things to be aware of and a little bit of a warning here, if not a lot of a warning. I want to put this out because I don't just want to put out hopium, I want to be real and realistic as well. All right, so this is not financial or investment advice. I'm Jack. I'm a lover of astrology and crypto. I make videos to analyze the astrology of the Bitcoin chart, and I discuss crypto current events and philosophy and spirituality too. So why astrology? Well, millionaires don't use astrology, but billionaires do. That's one of my favorite quotes. And view this video with an open mind and test it out for yourself. So we have some major Bitcoin astrology coming very soon on January 28th. I've talked about this in many of my videos before, where Pluto is conjunct the Bitcoin Jupiter. Now, the last time this happened last year, Bitcoin experienced a major dump. I'm not saying that's necessarily going to happen this time, although it certainly could. But what basically this energy is pointing to is big transformations on the horizon this year. Okay, so it gets in the orb of Pluto conjunct Bitcoin Jupiter on January 29th or 28th, but there's a direct hit. So when these planets are aligning, they can get close in like an orb, but when there's a direct hit, when they're exactly right, hitting each other, that basically brings that much more energy to it. And so there's a direct hit on March 3rd. It's coming up in more than a month, and then July 3rd as well. So we'll keep an eye out on those dates. So there could be many things happening this year. There's regulators that are talking about regulating cryptocurrency. There could potentially be more altcoins that are delisted at some point. If any of you remember when the XRP lawsuit happened back in early 2021, right, and when the bull market started, XRP got delisted from crypto exchanges. So it got not impossible, but it got a lot more difficult to buy it. So this could happen to other altcoins. I'm not sure exactly when, but it could definitely happen at some point this year. Some exchanges are going through massive lawsuits right now, including Gemini. So we'll see. There could be more exchanges that are going bye-bye that are on the way out. Okay, so there's things to be cautious about for sure. That's why self-custody is so important. And recession risks this year. I think everybody's aware of this. So if we run into a massive recession type event, what typically happens is there could be capital controls, and I'll talk more about exactly what that is. But back in the 1930s, they basically had the banks called a bank holiday, and they basically seized people's funds. And so capital controls is when you walk into the bank and you say, I want to get my money out, and they say, sorry, we can't do that for you. And nobody can get their money out. And so that's when there's all these people rushing into the banks trying to get their money, and the bank's like, nope, we don't have the liquidity. We don't have your money. Okay, so these are kind of like the worst case scenarios, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this happened. I'm not laughing because it's a joke, but it's this is potentially pretty serious stuff. Bank bail-ins. So literally Google bank bail-ins, and you will be amazed at what you find. Okay. Basically, bank bail-ins is a new law that was passed in 2014. I guess it's not that new. 7 years ago, where the banks basically, if they run out of liquidity, the banks in the U.S., I'm not an expert on this, but from what I've been researching, the banks in the U.S. Have taken out so much debt. They've leveraged so much of what's the word? They have so much debt that I think they have 95% debt to the amount of assets that they actually hold. So if you think about it, that's like having, 95% debt that you can't pay back. That's not a good situation. Okay. So something's going to happen at some point where, so basically in this case, if the banks go insolvent, then they could take your money out of your account. So look up the bank bail-in laws. Google that. It's actually public. And then potentially cyber attacks. So I've done quite a bit of research on this. If you research back in last year, summer of 2022, there was an event called Cyber Polygon where the elites and the World Economic Forum are preparing for massive cyber attacks. And there's already been tons of cyber attacks all over the world. And so in this event, these elites are talking about the importance of preparing for cyber attacks and what could happen. So the internet could go down in the worst case scenario. And if you think about it, if the internet goes down, then we wouldn't be able to access our centralized finance or decentralized finance. And it could be difficult to cash out crypto. The good news is that if we self-custody, I'll talk more about this. If we self-custody, crypto self-custody should not have a problem, even if the internet goes down, because the blockchain still keeps it secure. Okay, we could, if there is a massive economic collapse, we could see more quantitative easing, which is money printing basically, but potentially only if inflation goes down and unemployment is high. Now we might already be there at some point this year, so that there could be more money printing, but we'll see. It's not a guarantee necessarily. Many people are saying we're already in hyperinflation or we're heading into hyperinflation this year. And then if you Google this, if you do your own research central bank digital currencies, also known as CBDCs. Governments around the world are already in the process of launching central bank digital currencies. Now, these are basically like cryptocurrencies, but they're all centralized. And so basically, if they run these, if they go mainstream with central bank digital currencies, and then all of the money, everything you spend, all of your activity is tracked on the blockchain. The government can track everything you do. Okay, that is not the land of the free that we were promised, at least in America. All right, so the solutions, and let me know in the comments below what questions you have, because I can go in way more detail on all of these topics here. Just let me know in the comments, and I'll make more videos on this. So solutions are to pay off all your debts. You don't want to be in any credit card debts. Okay. You want to learn how to self-custody if you don't know already. You can easily buy a self-custody crypto wallet on ledger.com. I can go show you that, or I can make another video on that if you like. And you want to buy your ledger directly from the company. Do not buy it on Amazon. Buy it from ledger.com. Yeah, you definitely want to do that. If you haven't already, buy some gold and silver. Maybe 5% of your assets should be potentially gold and silver. You can either custody that yourself. You could hold the gold at your own home and hide it somewhere, or you can custody it with another company in a secure manner. Diversify your cash and your USDC. So cash, you all know what cash is. USDC is, in my opinion, the safest stable coin. So USDC is just like cash, but it's in the form of crypto, and it's stable to the same amount as the US dollar. Okay, you can custody USDC in your crypto wallet, and like I said, you really want to self-custody that, and you can do your own research on how to self-custody. There's so many videos on that on YouTube and articles on that online. You want to have, ideally, you want to have cash in multiple countries. I have my cash in 2 different countries. You want to have your cash in small and big banks. Okay, you don't want to have all of your cash in one like big bank. Okay, you want to also open up some small banks and put some cash in there, maybe like half and half. Because if some of these banks are going to go down, and I could send you a video in the comments below. There's people in Wells Fargo that are literally cannot get their cash out right now, today. Okay, so this is potentially already starting now. Hold enough, but don't freak out. Ask me in the comments below, like, all of your questions. You want to be calm, cool, and collected, and you want to have a specific strategy like I'm sharing with you right now. You want to hold enough cash and or USDC to last 1 to 2 years. So that's ideally the case. So figure out how much money you need to last 1 to 2 years with your current bills. Or, if you could really like lower your bills, like figure out how much you would need to last 1 to 2 years. If you can't do 1 to 2 years, at least try to do 6 months. Have enough cash on hand. Okay, you do not want to be in credit card debt right now at all. Another solution that I've done a lot of research on is a company called Definity has launched. Last year, they launched the Internet Computer, also known as ICP. ICP is the token that you can buy on Coinbase or any exchange of your choice. It has decentralized servers. They're basically building the new internet that's built on chain, directly on the blockchain. Okay, so even if the internet went down, the Internet Computer should be just fine. So everything is hosted on decentralized servers. It's built on the blockchain. They're building out the new internet, in my opinion. Decentralized finance is hosted. Okay, so the problem right now is, everybody's like, well, DeFi, decentralized finance, but all DeFi platforms are built on centralized servers that are literally owned by Amazon or Google or Microsoft. Okay, so if any of those companies want to cut DeFi, or if the government says they have to shut it down, then they can shut it down, and then DeFi's toast. Now, they do have some DeFi that's hosted on the Internet Computer, and they won't be able to cut that off because it's built on chain on decentralized servers around the world. Okay, so research the Internet Computer. That could be a safe haven for all the crypto lovers. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to bring in some spiritual and some philosophical reflections today. I have an intention to do this more often in my videos. So take a couple deep breaths with me. And just realize that this is all just fun and games, okay? Even though this doesn't feel like fun right now, think of this. This is just a game. Like, we are just like spiritual beings having a human experience, and none of this matters in the grand scheme. So if you're getting anxious about crypto and investing, then reevaluate your strategy. Why are you doing this? Make sure you have enough cash on hand to not freak out if you lost all your crypto, let's say. If you feel like you must make major profits soon or else you fail, and then, I don't know, you can't provide for your family anymore, then reevaluate your strategy, okay? This is not a time to like bet the whole farm on anything, on Bitcoin or any crypto. But like I was saying, none of this matters in the grand scheme, like spiritually, like on the level of God. Like, we are God having a human experience. We are all connected. Like, everything is just for fun. Like, even these videos I make, even the crypto that I invest in, like, this is just a game, okay? This is just one great spiritual game that somehow the universe and God has put together for us to just enjoy, ideally. And even your work or career, like, this is all just one grand game that we're playing, okay? And we shouldn't take this too seriously, or get anxious about it, or be up late at night worrying about it. So if it's not fun, reevaluate your strategy, okay? If you're attached to the outcome, if you're like, I have to get rich this year, or I have to like profit on crypto, or I'm a complete failure, then reevaluate your strategy. Do things for the enjoyment of it, not just for an outcome. Now, that doesn't mean to not be prepared. I'm not saying that. That doesn't mean to, not have a strategy. But I hope that makes some sort of sense, to have more of a spiritual perspective as well, to not be so like attached to like, this has to work out or else I'm going to be a complete failure and my life's going to be ruined, okay? So, please like and share this video if you got value from it. For anyone who, is investing in crypto and may need to hear this message that I'm sharing today in this video, Comment below with any questions you have about your crypto strategy or the spiritual perspective that I'm talking about, or these things that we should probably prepare for in terms of this year, because even the astrology is showing that we could see a massive internet reset this year, either this year or next year. We could easily see that, because the last time Pluto was transited into a new sign, which we're going to see this year, we had an economic collapse. But this time it's heading into Aquarius, which represents technology, which represents potentially the internet and crypto. So we could see another major reset as well. I can go into a lot more detail on that if you like. Please subscribe on YouTube, and I will talk to you very soon.